Now you have to understand, no vehicle is going to be perfect out there, and this TX is going to be no different. So I'm going to look at some of the issues I encounter. I'm going to share you from my personal experience. 2026 Lexus TX, my top 5 complaints on this particular vehicle, and it could be big or small, I guess, in your book. Before you get started, please remember to hit the subscribe button, the bell icon to be notified new videos, and if you like my video to the end, please help me out with a thumbs up. And getting started, first of all, my vehicle is a 2026 Lexus, and this one is a TX 500H Premium, Performance Premium, all-wheel drive. And the one thing that people talk about always on this vehicle is the price. Well, how is this compared to the Grand Highlander? It pretty much has the same powertrain. Well, this one's about $77,600 something, right? And you're gonna get quite a bit more refinement compared to, say, the Grand Highlander HybridMax. And this one is in windshield pearl. Yes, you're gonna get the same windshield pearl, the same colors you're gonna get on the Toyota side. But this one has rear wheel steering. It's built for more for performance. It's more quiet inside. It handles better. It drives smoother. Yes, and you are paying in premium. So chances are you're gonna pay a lot more if you want the matching setup for the Grand Highlander HybridMax. The HybridMax is definitely fully loaded. It has the sunroof. This is only a TX 500H Direct 4, but this is the premium trim. So there's a luxury trim that matches it. So the luxury trim is more around 80K. Just want to mention that. TX 500H Direct 4, yes, it's 4-wheel drive. It has a longer warranty, 4 years compared to 3 years with the Grand Highlander, and the materials are better. So those are the things you gotta weigh. But I'm gonna talk about some things that are similar, maybe. Now, number 2, the panel gaps for the trim and body. So very noticeable overall. So my trim piece over here, which I missed, it actually has some touch-up paint, and also the gaps are pretty big. So that's not the worst of it. I'm gonna walk around this vehicle and show you what I discovered. And that's not a showstopper in my book, but it definitely could have been better, right? You're paying for this $77,000 vehicle and you get this quality. And if you pay $81,000 for, say, the luxury trim, you're gonna get the exact same quality compared to $62,000 Grand Highlander. Look at that gap. It's pretty big overall. And it's not misaligned or anything that particular over here on the doors and the panels. The trim pieces in the back are actually a little bit better for my vehicle. On the bumper part, it's great. But you look at the back over here, the hatch, wow, that's a big piece. Big opening, I mean. Same on the left side over here. The gap is pretty big. And, so bigger gaps, I guess, it doesn't look that great. For that kind of price point. But then again, hey, the reliability of a Toyota and Lexus is still going to be there. And if you look at the back and the side on the left as well, you're not going to notice too much difference. Yes, I have installed some options on this particular vehicle, and all of them are very consistently sized. That's a good news. I'm going to show you something on the hood over here. Yes, there's a gap over there. The bumper and the quarter panel, it's a little gap. It's not flush. And this other piece over here is not flush as well too. And I know some of the dealers have the other TX are actually pretty bad as well. So I'm not the only vehicle that have this issue. So very noticeable. Panel gaps are not really flushed, and trim piece as well. I have to say my MPG is not great with this vehicle. I'm not getting anywhere close to 27. I'm getting around 21. And it varies, on how you drive, what conditions are outside, road conditions, etc., right? But I'm only getting 21. I think the combined is 27 MPG, so if I did more highway, I guess my MPG would be higher. Yes, it's a 2.4 liter turbo engine with 366 horsepower, but that still doesn't excuse the fact that the MPGs are quite a bit off, right? And yes, it's a lot of stop and go. I don't notice the hyper system really kicks in that much to really help me save fuel, I guess, in this particular vehicle that much. But definitely power-wise and smoothness, this TX is definitely refined compared to the Grand Highlander. So, and compared to other vehicles, yeah, maybe it's about the same, or or could be better. So depending on which vehicle you compare it to. So overall, it does use OW20 motor oil. And the fourth one that I kind of feel like a little bit weird is the steering wheel layout, and it's not matching my other Lexus model, which is have a NX 350H, and that's a luxury trim. This is a premium trim, and the buttons are a little bit off compared to two, so I get mistaken for the left side and the right side, the lower right. So if you did up over here on this particular vehicle, it doesn't really do much. Or if you go left and right, it actually controls a different instrument panel display, which is kind of nice. Adaptive cruise mode is number 3. So I discovered that one by going to number 3. And the radio, it's actually on the lower right and the mode as well. I wonder why Lexus couldn't make it all consistent throughout. It just makes more confusion, I guess, in a way. And and you could switch around these. I mean, when you're driving, and I always think that the other one on the left is the radio button. So that's my little complaint, maybe unique from other users or owners of the Lexus model. But this car, this vehicle still drives pretty good overall. I mean, you can do the different modes and change between Apple Music, from your phone, AM, FM, XM, you name it, right? So that's something to note. And other than that, I mean, that's my big gripe about this thing, right? And the other thing is when you're driving on, this setup, right? You wouldn't know which radio station you're gonna particularly on unless you're on mode number 3, and adaptive cruise. If you don't want to adaptive cruise, your infotainment screen, even your dash over here, you will not know which radio station you're on. The only way to find out is you change the station and change it back. So that's kind of like not that great overall. Who would set and design this layout? It's best to show the radio station up front, and that's my opinion, of course. And now I'm flipping the radio stations over here. You can see, otherwise, there's nothing showing. Unless you're in the instrument panel number 3. So that's a weird layout. Anyway, I thought I mentioned that for number. Okay, number 5 is Lexus QA in this particular vehicle. So I'm not particularly all giving high fives and anything like that for this particular vehicle in QA. And of course, the vehicle had a lot of moving parts and a lot of components, right? So this is not the first year or second year. This is the third year for 2026, I believe. And the steering wheel was pulling to the right a little bit. And that was covered under warranty, and they fixed it, but it took my time and I had to go in for that. The other thing is like the shifter assembly was making clicking noise, so that was adjusted under warranty. And now, if you notice that when I made the turn off the vehicle, the seat actually went backwards, then it went forward. So I guess the seats had to be checked for programming. So maybe it's not programmed correctly. It's kind of weird because your seat's supposed to go back when you turn off the vehicle, so it makes it easier to get out. But it went back forward. So that was kind of weird. And Lexus didn't do a whole lot of QA, or PDI didn't catch it. So that's something to know. So all in all, would I purchase this vehicle again? Yes, I would. I just want to be more careful, or would have waited another year. But of course, the price goes up every year, so you'd be paying a lot more for the same vehicle. And the vehicle definitely drives really nice, smooth, and quiet, way better than my NX. And pretty much along the lines of the RX, but this one has more room, so it fits 6 passenger, right? The 500H, and it's very smooth and it's very big. And the 360 camera is awesome. The infotainment screen is really nice. It's tailor made to you, and it's more refined than, say, the Grand Highlander. But will you pay the extra price? I think that really depends if you want performance, comfort, or you just want to save a few bucks and get the same size vehicle with more amenities. Notice mine doesn't have a sunroof over here or anything like that particular. Leave a comment below what you think. Please help me out with a thumbs up Please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.